smile, but honestly, hell, I put my boy. Sometimes I see him in the cloud.
So y'all, we back with another video, man, on U2K20, y'all. U2K20, playing the quick game, episode 2. It's grade 2, yo, sweet boy. So, the Brooklyn Nets going up against, we going up against the New York Knicks. What jersey should I get? I'm gonna get this one cause this look fire, so I'm gonna get it. Yeah, y'all, I'm gonna get these jerseys. It's freaking lit, y'all. I'm gonna get these jerseys. It's looking fire. King Sean said it's fire, so yeah. These jerseys does look fire. It do look fire. Yeah, it sure do. King Sean wear these. He wear these jerseys, so.
And a look at the next.
I guess I'll wear it. They really do. These jerseys.
In the game arrival.
Those jerseys, what we got on right now, it does look fire. So I'm gonna start wearing those jerseys.
But traffic in New York City making its way back and forth. So the New York starting five. It's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Barrett and Knox are the wingmen. And it's Smith in at the point. And looking at the Nets, G is out there at J. Then there's Prez. Then there's Smooth. And it's Jordan in at the 5. Opening night, Brent, always exciting. Technically, every team is undefeated with a lot of hope.
You're just fired up. I mean,
I am fired.
The NBA never stops, Kevin.
We know. 60 boy.
As athletic a move as you're going to see right there. Unreal.
How about the hang time on that thing?
No.
Wow. And it's Smith missing. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up. Pass to Knox. Got a piece of it. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break.
Oh, the hard slam, boy.
Wow, and that
the hard slam, boy.
It's just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. Here's Smith.
No.
Here's Robinson, arm's length from the hoop. He knocks it down.
And a better box out saves them 2 points there.
It didn't seem like anybody was really aware there to go and collect that rebound in the possession.
And the footwork, check out in the post, and then the sweet finish to go along with it.
Excellent work around the basket. You're right, GA. For New York, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. No one near Smith as he lets it go.
What you doing?
The Nets have gone 4 of 4 to start. So a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Smooth. And he uses the glass on the layup. Smooth's got 10 points.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now.
Dennis Smith Jr.
The defensive squad.
Here's Smith. Smith missing again.
Well, he's just really struggling right now with everything he's throwing up. Nothing really helping out in terms of his confidence. I mean, these ones aren't even close.
And that's another basket for them. They have really come out blazing.
I'm about to take over y'all, so y'all knew the double team is coming back.
It's been a slow start here. It's a 10-point game.
Oh, yeah.
Pass to Barrett.
Eat that, boy.
And here again, the Nets in
that's my steal, boy. Let me get that.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
Well, how good have they been on the inside tonight, just getting down into the painted area and just dominating, controlling that spot.
Back to Smith. Over Jordan. And the Knicks miss again.
Well, his shooting this quarter has to be a huge concern, especially when they're behind like this. Can he find a rhythm?
And when it rains, it pours. Another jump shot.
Tickles the twine.
And so New York calls timeout. Their first. Last time they met in New York.
And the last time they were able to come away with that win because of their depth. Great production from the reserves.
Probably looking for more of the same here. As we know, a deep bench so crucial to any team's success.
They double him with Jordan. They need this.
Taking 2 shots.
First quarter of play. We're about 3 minutes in.
You dunked on boy.
All-around performance so far. Hence the big lead.
Well, if I was baking up a lead, I'd add 2 ingredients. One would be playing smart. The other one, playing selfless. They've done that tonight. Serve it up.
Smith, the pass to Knox. Back to Smith. It's tipped.
Taking 2 shots.
Definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Took him no time at all on that one. Smooth's got 20.
And when you got someone putting on a show like this, I mean, in the first quarter, you have got to be kidding. Well, the big story from the Knicks last season was
No, he took 2 shots.
Porzingis to Dallas. Shook up the entire roster.
Well, never easy to trade a franchise player, but there was some rumblings that maybe Porzingis was not going to stay there long term, and a surprise deal made last year as Porzingis exited New York for Dallas. So the next opportunity for them was draft and free agency, and to try to get as flexible as they possibly could be for the next few years.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Jared Allen's checked in for Jordan. Durant comes in for James. And Irving subbed in for Prez. There's the double team with Allen. 5 on the clock. Here's Portis. No good. And they can't put an end to this drought. Lets it go from 14. That one good for 2. He's got 24.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
New York calls timeout. We've seen Smooth really having a great game.
And they simply have no answer right now for what he's doing to them. He is making them pay.
Some changes for Brooklyn. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Jared Allen. James comes in for Kevin Durant. And Prez is subbed in for Irving. 1:41 left to play in the first quarter. A shot by Trier, no good.
Shot didn't fall, but that play worked well to get a good look at the basket.
Ooh, boy.
An efficient offensive possession. They found
That's
the look
good,
that they
bro.
wanted, just didn't go in.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, if you walked in at any point during this game to watch 5 minutes of play, one team played harder. You know who that was.
On the wing, Morris. Bullock passes to Gibson. New York, no good that time either.
Well, mid-range is where he makes the money. So when the D's slow to get out on him, always surprising to see him miss from there.
Here's Smooth. Off target. That was a little heat check. And so it's Morris with it.
How was that a heat check?
Trier.
Was that a 3-pointer? No, that was
That's good.
That was
Any
2
possession
pointer.
that ends in a shot from that range after a good player and ball movement, that's a good one.
Here's Smooth. He's guarded by Bullock. And the layup's good off the glass. 28 points for Smooth.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
What a jam!
Wow, fans loving that right there.
What a jam!
Nice. Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need the basket. Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
The pass to Bullock.
No.
And the wide open shot from Morris. The offensive rebound, Gibson. The putback, it's good on the
We already
putback.
know what we gotta do.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive
You know,
glass.
it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. And so
Bro, it's all good.
it's the Brooklyn
I'm just one shot.
ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the
I
break.
thought that was gonna
They've
be
been
another
playing
two.
some ferocious
I'm just
defense.
one shot.
We'll return shortly.
I thought I was looking at the scoreboard at the game stats. I thought I missed 2 shots, but it said I
At one
only
time, a
missed 1
free throw
shot.
shooter,
So.
DeAndre Jordan has really improved this part of his game, and he would.
I've never tried it. I've never secretly tried it in practice or anything like that.
Oh yeah,
He's made some progress with
free
his
throws
methods.
underhand.
Him, Drummond,
You know,
Capella, a lot of the
people
guys
don't,
who are getting the hack-a-shack.
I don't shoot underhand.
Made great strides.
And we resume our Valentine's Day broadcast. Glad to have you with us. And guys, the Nets enjoying a nice lead here.
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Well, rebounding can also be just about will, and they showed some of that in going in there and collecting some boards.
We've got Prez, Jay out there with G. Then it's Jordan, and it's Dinwiddie in at the 2. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead. Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence.
Passes it to Portis. Now, here is Morris. Rebounded by the Nets. Jordan's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
Splish.
No time on that one. And it's 37 points for Smooth.
He's got a lot to do with the position that they're in. A very smart offensive performance tonight from him.
I'm about to take over again, y'all. So y'all know the dunk team
Outside.
is coming again, bro. Bro, who's shooting free throws underhand though?
This again. The Nets have got a nice 3 of 3 to start the 2nd. This one for 3. And
Splish.
Brooklyn with the triple.
And
Splish.
that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Yeah, boy, back-to-back
In the
threes.
NBA, but DeAndre
That's
Jordan is still
back-to-back
terrifying
threes.
for defenders.
Back-to-back threes, bro.
Oh, he's such a great target still on the roll situation. You combine his length and athleticism now with the know-how and his tenure in the league, and DeAndre Jordan still can be an elite finisher on the inside.
So New York going with almost an entire new group here. Randall's checked in for Bobby Portis. Kevin Knox comes in for Taj Gibson.
Bro, just get the ball. Like, just steal it, bro.
And
Come
it's
on,
Dennis
hurry
Smith in for
up.
Reggie Bullock.
Take
And
it
New
on,
York
bro.
making a change here. Robinson's checked in for 3.
Bro.
Smith hits the 3-point bomb. Smith's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Shots like this are going to help Dennis Smith Jr. get himself going, which is a defense's nightmare.
You know, Brent, something other major sports do, reseeding during the playoffs. So the highest seeds always will play the lowest seeds. And do you think the NBA should go down that road?
I think the consideration will still be there. I think that conversation is going to happen over the course of the next 2 or 3 years. I don't see it changing in that time, Kevin, but it's healthy to continue the dialogue to the point where maybe we do get there.
There's the triple.
Big.
And the Knicks hit again.
That's back-to-back threes,
A
Arvid.
little bit of time, but now he's taking the pen off the cap and putting his mark on this game.
Here's Smooth. Oh! And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Oh, he is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David
He
Alton.
taking 12 shots.
Before he became a head coach in Memphis and New York,
Yeah.
David Fizdale spent 8 seasons as an assistant under Eric Spoelstra in Miami. Now, Spo said he's a brilliant basketball mind that has
just had to block my stuff, bruh.
communication skills.
I just want to punch his
One of the most
face.
talented coaches I've been around. So, Kevin, Fizdale is highly
Oh,
respected.
yeah, call time
David,
out,
he
bro.
sure is. Great reputation. Now getting his shot. Thank you so much. And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
Bro. Man, this game really boring, bro.
Allen's checked in for Brooklyn. Kevin Durant comes in for Jay.
And a moment here to check out the numbers for Dennis Smith. How he performed last season. Averaged about 13 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. We know that he can come up with the occasional big play, but his overall numbers haven't been impressive.
There is a bit of a feeling they're all looking to him to step up, and they know he's capable of doing it right now, just not getting it done.
The Knicks have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter.
The cheese out of here, boy.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
That bucket in no time at all.
Go get it. Oh.
Smooth's got 48.
Defense shaking their heads, no idea how to stop him in this quarter. He's got him on the ropes.
And here's Smith. He's got 6, elbow shot, and the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
Not just the accuracy in the quarter, it's his movement and the energy that's getting him on this nice roll.
Hits it again. Wow.
My goodness. 50 for the game.
Yep, he is putting on a show.
Converting the 3-point play, boy. I'm getting the 3 points the old-fashioned way, boy.
Here's Smith.
Nope.
And again, it's
bro, already.
And really, the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Doubled by Smith. Here's Smooth, covered by Smith. Here's Prez. Gets to go from beyond the arc. Prez has got 5 points now this quarter.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Yeah, that along with maintaining the pace of play right now, playing with tons of intensity.
That's a 2 from Smith. No good that time. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it.
With him struggling tonight, they need to find some other options out there to keep themselves in the game.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Down low, here's Randall. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
That's an easy shot provided by Dennis Smith Jr.
Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Oh, here he comes, and there he goes.
Oh, look at him punish that rim. Here's Trier. There's a minute left to play here in the second quarter. Kicks it to Barrett. Randall against Durant. Some solid defense there from KD. And here's Brooklyn. They're on a 14-6 run. Smooth. Yet another bucket.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal. An offensive onslaught. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock.
Nope.
Smith, no good.
I'm about to take over again. Y'all see y'all niggas dunk team. It's coming to get worse.
And good. He hits it again.
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really
Let's
taking
start rushing. That's what happened when you rush.
Here's Smooth. Another one goes. Incredible.
Make that 61 points.
Yep, everything is going his way right now.
And I think that play sort of sums up
what we've seen tonight.
Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets enjoying the kind of gigantic lead you almost never see. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And we'll be back with you shortly.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. It was a fast pace for Brooklyn at the outset. They launched into a 6-0 run with an impressive effort on both ends of the floor. They delivered a real beatdown in the first quarter, ending with a whopping lead. The second quarter became an offensive display, with shots falling on a lot of defensive stops as they were able to close out the half with a 20-6 run. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
what a true demonstration of dominance. They made a commitment to owning the glass, and they made good on it. Blocking out, competing hard in traffic. That's the way you should play on both ends of the court.
Shaq, what did you think about New York?
Way too soft in the paint defensively. They were all late on their rotation. Obviously, that's a recipe for getting cooked. You know, I like eating that barbecue chicken.
We're shooting 94% as a team, bro.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. What a game we're seeing from Smooth.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Splash.
Second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and
Splash,
on the floor to start the
I'll
third.
make you splash.
Setting the floor for the Knicks. Barrett Knox are the wingmen. It's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. And it's Smith in at the point.
The man was wide open there, and Julius Randle understood the timing to get him the ball to get that score.
And he's flourishing as a scorer. But Brent, how does Julius Randle take that?
Let's go, boy.
I think, Kevin, if he keeps improving on his consistency, shooting from that 10-foot to 16-foot range, where guys are daring him to shoot and not wanting to deal with him driving into them. You know, last year he went up 6 percentage points from 35% to 41% in that 10 to 16-foot range. You keep seeing that kind of improvement, the growth in his game is going to come.
Bro, get off, bro.
The shot comes out. Smith with the defensive
bro.
Yeah, just the first miss of the half there. They have to be happy. 3 of 4 to start it off.
Got that
I missed 3 shots, bro. Let's go.
Got his first basket of the night.
Hey, that's a good percentage.
You close off the lane. Barrett can pull up on a dime and knock down that jumper.
Bucket is good.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times.
Having an easy
bucket in the paint.
And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for the Knicks. Next up will be all game matched up against the Pacers. That game is the first and last of their homestand.
With the reverse windmill, boy. With the reverse windmill.
Unbelievable.
Great to see Kyrie Irving getting after it on the defensive end, showing how quick those hands could be, not with the ball handling, but knocking the ball away.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Barrett the pass to Randall. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
7th pick in the 2014 NBA draft. The interesting thing about Randall is he falls into that category as a tweener, maybe not a 3-man or a 4-man, but over the course of his career, he's decided to improve his outside shooting, become a threat driving to the basket, and now finding a home offensively in the NBA. You wonder how much further he can go if he could expand to the 3-point line. Julius Randle's going to be in this league for a long time.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Good on the 3-point shot. Bullock's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And how about that? Coming out to start the half, a perfect 3 of 3.
Here's Smooth.
Bro, that's my shot.
And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan.
Freaking hate this game, bro. It's freaking trash.
Portis, he's checked in for Randall. Now here's Ellington. He's guarded closely.
Brute.
Rebounded by the Nets.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he...
And got it! Another basket.
He is simply unconscious here tonight. Nobody can stop him right now.
GA, the points keep coming, and he's climbing up that scoring ladder. 3rd on the list, well in sight.
And Wilt Chamberlain holds both the 1st and 3rd place scoring marks. First, of course, for 100 points, and 3rd place all time with 78. Anytime Wilt's name comes up, you are making history.
The Knicks have gone 3 of 4 so far in the 3rd quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. And Brett, with the corner 3 being such a popular shot, Should we consider widening
That's a
the
good
court to make it
defense.
all feel the same?
An interesting question, Kevin. There's been some talk around the idea of that.
And another one falls. Amazing.
And that puts him even for third on the single-game scoring list. Simply amazing.
That might take over again, y'all.
Greg, his has been
So y'all know them teams coming in, bro.
we'll ever see.
And of course, 78 points, the mark that Wilt Chamberlain had over 5 decades ago. Kobe Bryant's 81 is up next, but he is already in the most elite of company.
If I shoot this three, I could tie the points. I could get 81 points. Kobe scored 81
And
points.
they force the shot clock.
So I'm about to shoot this three.
And a chance here to check out some stats on
I
Spencer
could
Dinwiddie.
tie.
Some last season stats for him.
I could tie him.
Last year averaged 17 points a
Scored
game,
81
4 assists, and
points.
2 rebounds. And he's done this
Splish.
And yep, another basket.
and incredible. Never thought we'd see another player score this much.
I mean, it feels surreal, doesn't it? That score puts him tied for the second most, and another one falls.
And he is ripping through this defense and continues his assault on the record books.
That score moving him clearly into second place for most points in a game.
To think that he has eclipsed Kobe's mark of 81 and now has his sights set on 100, this is a game you'll be talking about for decades.
The shot by Ellington, no good.
And they just can't find a way to end this thing. Nothing falling right now.
Splish.
Frustration seems to be mounting
Whoa.
here, and you can see not just in their
Splish.
focus, but right now in their quick and hurried shot selection.
How many times
I
have we
make
seen a
splish.
possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Y'all want good defense, so y'all
On the
want good
wing,
defense.
Morris.
Y'all want good defense. This is good defense.
Outside Portis.
This is good
To end the
defense.
drought.
No.
It's rebounded by Prez.
Man, you get so caught up in the bravado of someone
Splish.
scoring
If
on
I'm-
you and you wanting to even the score.
Oh my
Unfortunately, he
God.
couldn't answer
That's why I
back.
hate this game, bro.
To the wing on the
I
left.
really hate this game so much.
Knocks it loose. It's Portis atop the key. All alone.
Nope. Oh.
And again, it's the Knicks missing.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
Good, that's another bucket.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal in offensive onslaught. Pass to Trier. Launches it. And James pulls it down. James has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Fires from deep. Oh, and he just knocked down
Yeah, boy.
Hater.
Yeah.
And now they are firing on all cylinders. That shot puts 3 more onto their lead as we head to the 4th.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets able to put on a show for the ages. And they're winning the turnover battle very easily in this one. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. New York shooting terribly up to this point, just 30%. Some ramshackle offense play there. Jay out there with Allen. Then there's Smooth. Then it's G, and it's Prez in at the 2-guard position. So that's the Nets 5. Here's Smooth, and another one.
90, a legendary performance.
We'll be talking about this one, Greg, for a long, long time. To the inside. And it's sent back by Allen. Here's Smooth.
Splish.
The three-pointer.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
And here we go. Brooklyn fast break.
Oh! Yanks, look out below. Wow, that finish. Whew. offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Yeah, the other team a bit concerned here. They're trailing, and the lead seems to be growing.
A little over a minute. Nabbing another steal.
He's making history, tied for third most steals in a single game.
Incredible tenacity. He continues to hound the ball.
Boy, you have to be impressed.
Converting the three-point play, boy. I'm getting the 3 points. Oh, fast way, boy.
I mean, this team is just dangerous. Right now, every shot that they're putting up feels like it's going in.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Robinson's checked in for Portis, and it's Reggie Bullock in for Trier.
Big bit.
Lets it go from deep.
Splash.
The shot.
Oh my God.
And New York the other way now. Dotson the pass to Payton. The rebound.
I'm about to take over again. Y'all see all them dumb team. It's coming to get merged.
Yeah, one player sometimes.
He dunked on, boy.
Can you believe it? He's done the unthinkable and tied the record for most points in a game.
Nobody can deny that this is one of the greatest individual efforts, GA, we've seen, not just in basketball, but I dare say in any sport. Complete scoring dominance.
And people have talked about records that could never be matched. Wilt's 100 was at the top of those lists. But the unbelievable has happened here tonight as he has tied that unbreakable record.
Connects again.
Kevin, I'm in disbelief. He set a new all-time record for scoring in a single game.
Yeah, boy.
That was for so long thought to be untouchable. He continues to amaze.
And Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game has been surpassed. Pick up the phone, let everybody know something special has happened here tonight.
So for the Nets, Wilson Chandler's checked in for Jay. Taurean Prince comes in for James. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Prez. Robinson finds Morris. Here's Dotson. Dinwiddie covering. Just 5 to shoot. Morris outside. No good on the 3. And here are the Nets. They're on a 14-4. Hits it from 3-point range.
He has a lot of points from long range this half. He's taken advantage of a really tired defense.
I'm shooting 70% for 3-point yards.
There's the double team with Allen. Outside Robinson. Here's Dotson. Dinwiddie covering. And it's sent back by Allen.
Hate to say it, but if they're still trailing at the final buzzer, a lot of this is going to be felt by him. His shooting tonight has just been atrocious.
Bruh, shoot the ball to try yourself.
Here's Morris. Banked in off the glass.
Time out real quick.
I like the different looks that Morris can give you inside, outside, and in transition.
Timeout called the Nets. When it comes to hustle, effort, who would you put on the floor to get those 50-50 points that are just so important? And sometimes, with the winner-loss in the balance.
And I watch Kawhi Leonard, and even though he's a superstar player, there's still some efficiency in his action to go and get that ball.
He just never stops.
He never stops. And so, yeah, he might not get dirty, but he doesn't have to because he outsmarts everybody else to get to it. And we have scrappy guys like Marcus Smart and Patrick Beverly, who we've talked about as being nuisances on the court. But, those guys are invaluable to any coaching staff. And when they have those kind of plays, it just gets everybody going and brings a level of energy back to the game.
It does energize it. You're exactly right. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth.
Shooting 70% for 3-point.
And all boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. A lot of missing stats from the 60s and 70s, but if we could go back and look at those actual numbers, any players you think would really be catching our eye in terms of, wow, I didn't know that guy was that good, or he's better than I thought he was?
Well, don't we always look at the incredible, mind-boggling numbers of Wilt Chamberlain
yes,
and think, what was that guy doing?
Yeah.
And we don't even have half of it.
No.
So Wilt Chamberlain comes to mind first. What I think about Kevin when that question comes up is how many great players through the 70s and also really through the 80s, because the three-point line wasn't accentuated enough, missed the opportunity to be even greater scorers. I mean, Jerry West with a three-point line.
Can you imagine that?
You got to be kidding me. So there's a lot of gap of those players too that also, because of changes in rules and because the three-point line wasn't in, that we would be talking.
He swipes the ball away again.
He's been a defensive terror all night long.
I've never seen anything like it, and he's actually tied the record for the most steals in a game.
And now he sits alongside Kendall Gill and Larry Keenan.
I need 12 steals. I need 12 steals.
All-time benchmark for defensive thievery.
Yeah, that's pretty aggressive by Elfrid Payton. To draw a foul inside the paint, the D looks flustered.
He hits the second from the line.
Not a perfect trip to the free throw line, but they'll take what they can get at this point.
Oh, he cannot go.
Smooth. Again, the Nets for two.
And yeah, he's not messing around. He wants no part of a comeback in this one.
Well, he's grabbed a tee and a blanket because he's putting this one to bed.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Brooklyn.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that
converting the three-point play, boy. I'm getting the 3 points the old-fashioned way, boy.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Smooth.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Dotson can't hit.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
Yeah, definitely putting a stamp on this one. A very, very decisive victory for the club tonight.
Here's Smooth, and Gibson sends it back.
Taj Gibson doing a good job of just getting the hands up, and then the instincts come into play with
I need 12 steals.
Payton passes to Dotson.
Come on, I got. Come on, yeah, let's go, boy.
He's stolen his way into the record book.
A new single game high, GA for steals.
Yeah, boy.
Snapped the long-standing mark held by Kendall Gill and Larry Keenan. Unbelievable to see that record broken. And the stop and play, guys, giving the home crowd a chance to just cheer on his incredible play.
And Greg, he's earned it. You don't get all those steals without expending
I'm gonna take over again, yo. So y'all need to
pounding defensively, just up in his guy all night long.
And an intentional foul right there.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
That's good from Gibson.
Taj Gibson is tough, proven veteran who plays well on both ends.
If y'all like this video, man, like and subscribe to the chamber. Turn that post notification bell so you never miss upload, and go follow me on PS4, yo, Antonio 112593, and subscribe to my second channel, Antonio Pitts. Peace, y'all. Love y'all. I'll see y'all in my next video. It's me, y'all.
Passes it to Prez. Out of bounds. Next ball as Brooklyn keeps possession.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Real close, and I'm sure next time you might time that a little bit better and get a hand on it.
And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate.
Dunks ahead, dude. I had 26 dunks.
Just what a clinical performance they put up.
Wait, did I? Yeah.
I know their fans appreciated it. And we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports.
Hey, cheese out of here, boy. RP show.